The peaceful election of Uhuru Kenyatta as Kenya's president may boost bonds, the shilling and stocks as investors shrug off his impending trial at the International Criminal Court and a legal challenge to his win. The son of Kenya's first president, Jomo Kenyatta, took 50.07% of the ballots cast on March 4, enough to avoid a runoff, according to the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission. Outgoing Prime Minister Raila Odinga, 68, whose father was the elder Kenyatta's vice president, got 43.3% and said he would ask the Supreme Court to overturn the result. Investors will have been encouraged by the speech Kenyatta made and the pledge to continue cooperation with the international community, the pointed reference to the ICC, Razia Khan, head of African Economic Research at Standard Chartered plc, said by phone from London. The overwhelming factor is that elections went peacefully, and even with Raila contesting the results and expressing his faith in the courts, that is really the reassurance investors needed. Odinga's rejection or results in the last elections in 2007 triggered violence that led to the death of more than 1,100 people and forced another 350,000 to flee their homes. Economic growth slowed by 2/3 to 1.5% in 2008, and the shilling fell 18% against the dollar that year. Kenya, the regional hub for companies such as Google Incorporated, General Electric Co., GE Visa Incorporated, V and PepsiCo Incorporated. PET is now attracting growing interest from foreign investors, who made half of all stock trades on the Nairobi Securities Exchange last year compared with 10% 5 years ago. The shilling has strengthened 1.5% against the dollar since falling to 87.55 on January 29, its lowest level this year, according to data compiled by Bloomberg. Shilling boost Kenya's economy may expand by as much as 6% this year, from an estimated 5% in 2012, according to the International Monetary Fund. The shilling traded unchanged at 86.25 per dollar as of 5:48 p.m. in Nairobi, the capital, on March 8, while the Nairobi All-Share Index extended gains for an 8th session, bringing its advance this year to 18% and making it sub-Saharan Africa's second-best performer after Ghana. Both the currency and the fixed income market will benefit from the outcome of the election, Solomon Al-Bala, head of trading at National Bank of Kenya Limited, said. "We'll see strengthening initially toward 85, because we had a peaceful election," he said in an interview from Nairobi yesterday. "The rally may be tempered by concern about the ICC trial," he said. Court cases. Kenyatta, 51, will become the second sitting president, after Sudan's Umar al-Bashir, to face trial at the Hague-based ICC. He and Vice President-elect William Ruto are accused of organizing and financing militias to carry out murders after Odinga's challenge to the 2007 presidential election result erupted into 2 months of ethnic and political violence. Both men say they will fight for their innocence at the court. The presidential inauguration is scheduled for March 26, depending on when the 7-judge Supreme Court hears the petition Odinga said he will file and makes its decision. Fixed income yields will fall, though that trend may be reversed when the Treasury makes its domestic borrowing requirement known, Al-Bala said. "What people will then be looking at is how much the new government will be looking for to fund the county governments," he said. Kenya's constitution, approved in 2010, set up a system of government for the nation's 47 counties as part of a plan to devolve power. The first office holders for the counties were also elected on March 4. Volatility chances the peaceful passage of the polls doesn't mean all uncertainty goes away, Khan said. "Kenyatta's trial in July is something investors will have to consider," she said. "I don't expect it to be a factor, but there will be a chance of volatility," she said. Kenyatta, the former finance minister and one of Kenya's richest men according to Forbes magazine, campaigned on a promise to boost economic growth to between 7% and 10% a year by 2015 to help create 1 million jobs annually. He plans to ensure a crude oil pipeline is built from neighboring South Sudan to Kenya's coast, where a refinery will be built. He also promised to build a railway from the Mombasa port to Malaba on the Uganda border and more than double paved roads to 24,000 kilometers 14,900 miles. Kenyatta's victory is almost a green light for a further rally in Kenyan markets, Khan said. "Investors have said Kenya looks interesting and we are waiting for elections and then we will invest,"